Look, I came through the COVID experience, and certainly in the North West, it hit us hard and it hit us fast and it hit us unexpectedly, in the sense that we had prepared for an outbreak in the community, but instead we got an outbreak in staff. So, you know, it resulted in a hospital closure, it resulted in some really large workloads, long hours, a lot of staff who were both anxious and scared of coronavirus, but they're also mistrusting of us and I suppose the advice that we had been given and the professional and clinical information that was coming through. We had lots of competing priorities and belief systems, and one thing that we brought out of that was there was a lot of feedback that staff felt unsupported, that we hadn't communicated well with them.
People were really talking me through the trauma, I suppose, they were going through with the outbreak, and as things got going again, and so that for me was really really hard for me, and I needed ways to be able to cope with that and to help everyone have a sort of a platform to be able to talk to where I didn't take all that on board. So that was one of the motivations, but I've just found so much value for myself.
The experience was good because it was easy to understand, and you were able to apply the knowledge there and then, but you were able to use personal experiences or personal knowledge or problems to apply it, but in a safe way. So what I really liked about it was that you're able to talk through stuff, trusting and knowing that it was in a safe place, that it won't go beyond the workshop. And it helped us actually develop some of our own insights and some of our own strategies to deal with things that are real in our lives. And I think being able to see how it works, it gives me more confidence that, I can replicate that and support others to maybe, help themselves.
I really like the 4 choices model. That's been really good for me personally. To know that I've not only got a choice about how I respond to a situation, but I get to choose to go to work and how I respond at work. So knowing that I've got a choice in how I respond to people, that's really good. And I really liked just the basic breathing, so simple, and something I could do with my 4-year-old, and he loved it. So that's been really good. Particularly when I feel that I'm getting a bit flooded with emotion, just to breathe is really great.
So the session that we talked about, the doorstep method, it was about picturing yourself or experiencing a moment at home or after work, and then working your way backwards to a point in time where there was something that kind of stood out, or a light bulb moment. And for me, workload is an issue. Trying to get things done in a timely manner, just trying to keep on top of it. The day, you could work 24 hours a day and still probably never get on top of it. But what really dawned on me that afternoon was that working back in time, it was the point at which I left my office, I made a conscious decision to either take my laptop home or not. And I found that prior to that, I was taking my laptop home, taking work home with the expectation that I would be working into the night, and then I'd probably be feeling guilty or a little bit concerned about the load for the next day if I didn't actually do some work. Whereas after we worked through the doorstep method, it was like, I know it's my choice. I can make a choice whether I take work home with me or not. But it was at that point where I leave my office that I need to make that decision. And I've got to say, ever since that dawned on me, I've probably still continued to take my laptop home, but it's with the permission, it's okay if I don't do anything, but it's there if I choose to.
The thing that I've really valued from it, which I didn't think that I would get, is people just are really keen to help you through the process, I suppose. And the idea of content-free has been really great for me, because I obviously work in a management position. I'm not hands-on with patients or anything like that. So to be able to be someone that people can come and talk to, and it doesn't matter that I don't know their stuff, that I can still help them through these processes, I think that's really cool. And just to have someone to talk to that's not your boss or your manager or someone outside, I think is really helpful.
resilience, and it's been like a key word or a word we've been using for years, but we often don't do much about it. It's like we want a resilient workforce, and I think even in some of our statements of duties, it's got to the candidate needs to have resilience for the position. It's like, yeah, but rarely are we prepared for that unless you bring your own personal resiliences to the table. I think it's absolutely key that we grow our staff and we support each other rather than just expecting people to know. And honestly, I think that some of the techniques or content of the course that we've covered, if our staff buy into that and engage with it, it's just going to reduce so many workplace issues. It's going to reduce workplace stress, our workers' compensation claims, our interpersonal issues. I can see that it will make the workplace a more open and honest place to be. But of course, we've got to make sure that we don't just talk about it, roll the program out and then forget about it. Because the other risk, of course, in an organisation, which is, I suppose, fairly sizable, is you get a core group of people trained, you invest a lot of time and money in them, and then you lose it because someone changes jobs or there's a change in dynamic. So it's very easy to lose stuff. So you've got to get that momentum going, but it needs that ongoing support. So it's just not, yeah, we did that and yeah, tick the box. It's like, we've got to buy into this.
There's nowhere I wouldn't share it. Like, I've been talking about this with my friends and my family and my partner and my kids, my work colleagues. No, it's just wonderful.